Scott told me about the Pechakucha, I decided that I wanted to do a story. I think about the best stories that you usually have is something that you know something about and something that you're passionate about. So I decided to do a story on my life at Purdue, kind of as the time that I got there and kind of moving my way up. These are my 3 roommates that I spent 3 years with. Wish I had time to tell you all the good stories and all the bad stories, I guess, too, but I'd probably get in trouble for most of them, so I'm going to go ahead and steer clear of that. Like I said, we lived in Cochran Apartments. It was right across the street from the physics building, so it was just a hop, skip, and a jump away to class. So rolling out of bed 5 minutes before class was always fun. I'd always roll out to right here, walk into the pharmacy building. It's kind of a neat little place, home away from home. 172 was always where I had pretty much all my classes. Every time I tell people that, they say it's boring. I just say I didn't have an opportunity to get lost near as much. So, and if that was my home away from home, this was definitely my my work. So this is a picture of HISI, which is the library in Stewart. I can't tell you how many times I stayed up in caffeine rages studying for all of my tests and trying to figure out what was going on. But what's work without some play? So I'm a big sports fan. I love Purdue sports. So this is actually a picture from the Notre Dame game on Saturday. I ended up getting 3rd row seats on the student section, and we just couldn't pull it out. But I loved going to all those games and getting to yell so much I couldn't even hear the next day. This was actually during college game day P1 year. We actually lucked out, me and my group lucked out and got a good draw, and we were actually 3rd row for the college game day. Dick Vitale, if anybody recognizes him, jumped back in the crowd, took off my buddy's hat, put it on, and he started giving us high fives and talking to us. So that was one of the neater experiences. This is actually from The Price is Right. Obviously a before picture because I was so psyched to get up there and spin the wheel because I've seen Price is Right since I was a little kid, and I didn't get called up there, and I was kind of disappointed by the end. But it was still a great time. Never went to Elliott and tried doing that with all the pharmacy people. Staying at Elliott. This is from the Luke Bryan concert my first year in pharmacy school. Like you guys alluded to, my name's Willie Nelson, so I think it wasn't just I was expected to like country music. I really didn't have any option at that point, which is fine with me because I do love country music, and I always had a great time. And from staying up late watching concerts to getting up early for breakfast club, I did my fair share of dressing up for Halloween on non-October days. I went as a homeless man, a homeless Purdue grad, all the Forrest Gumps, Nerds, Where's Waldo, the NBA lockout, whenever that was going on. It was also a great time. But you also have fun in pharmacy events as well. So this is from the APHA event in LA last year. We actually got to go up to the presidential suite with the APHA president. Winnie Landis hooked us all up and got up there to have a good time with her and kind of pick her brain about pharmacy for a while. I know Dr. Scott's been calling me the matchmaker because I've been hooking up some girl in my class with one of my friends, but I've actually been sending people on dates long before that at the pharmacy date auction, where we actually auctioned off Danny Kerner to some very unsuspecting and probably very remorseful women. And I guess I decided I didn't want to be the MCs anymore, so I wanted to actually be part of the action. So I did the Mr. Pharmacy pageant, where I participated in beachwear, teacher impersonation, my favorite breakfast club outfit, the running Forrest Gump, always classic, and actually taught everybody that I really do love to cook. But more than cooking, I love to eat, and Purdue offers some great places to eat, whether it's from Bruno's Dough, Scotty's Brew House, one of my favorites, Triple X, always a great breakfast spot. That is from South Street Smokehouse, but I just ate there last night, love it. And even a 3 a.m. Famous Frank's Fat Frank hot dog always really hits the spot. Some things at Purdue seem to stay for a while, and some things are new all the time. So I couldn't have a slide not seeing all the construction that's always going along with Purdue. That's Wang Hall. I hated that place because it was really 50 feet away from my apartment, and all I heard was jackhammers all the time trying to sleep in. My first year, about a week in, I actually got to ride the Boilermaker Special, and I met up with some friends, and we rode that all around on the first week of class and had a great time. I don't think there's really much more about Purdue that you could not love more than ride Boilermaker Special around campus in the Horn. After we did that, we actually then went and jumped in the fountain, another huge Purdue tradition. We'd run around. This is actually not me or anybody I know. I didn't have any pictures of me doing it. So, but I loved it whenever you're running around, and I just love doing things that you really don't do at any other university. This is what you alluded to as well. My last day of class, I actually got up there and sang "On the Road Again" by Willie Nelson, which I think was a big hit, and I was actually doing a tightrope dance or something along that lines with the cord on the microphone, and I'm just glad there's not very much video around of that. This is also from the last day class, and what I want to reiterate here is just that how much pharmacy in our class just seems like family once you get done with it. And I couldn't imagine going through something so tough and so challenging with a better group of people, and I hope that we all stay pretty close as we get up and go. Fortunately, after the last day of class, very soon after that, we had to start rotations and get back into the real world. Not all the fun has stopped, but most of it probably has. So right now I'm on block 5 here with Dr. Scott, and I'll be halfway done after this time, and I just can't wait to be done. Speaking of being done, I guess the last thing that Purdue University will give me will be a diploma. And even though whenever I walk over that stage I'm no longer a Purdue college student, I know that I'll always be a Boilermaker at heart. So, and I can't take that away from me.